We'll jump into just some closing statements. Mr. O'Donnell, you're to go first.
Thank you. Well, it's been a great opportunity to come out and speak. This is the first time that we've met in a real forum, one-on-one. We were at a Farm Bureau forum about a month and a half ago or so, but this is a different setting, so it's a great opportunity to be here. But I definitely believe that Sedgwick County is at a crossroads, and we are struggling, and I think we do need new leadership, a new majority. I think we need to start moving ahead by working with our partners, both at the local level, the state level, and our federal delegation to get us moving forward. We've got to start getting government out of the way so that we can let our companies that are here start thriving. I think that we need to start paying attention a little bit better to what the constituents are saying, because they are frustrated and they are upset and they feel like government doesn't listen to them. I was one of just a few legislators that didn't take a pay raise this year. Granted, it was only $1,000 and we make all in about $18,000 a year, but we have to live off of that in Topeka, and it's not as glamorous as it sounds living in the Ramada Hotel for 90 days a year. I know there's at least one colleague of mine that does that as well. But it is about serving the community. And so when we were getting that pay raise, that additional per diem, I just morally did not feel like I could take that, knowing that there were cuts in services all across the state. So I gave that to the communities and schools here because I felt they would be able to impact the kids in my district better than I could ever spend that $1,000, which it roughly was. But it goes back further. When I was on the Wichita City Council, I was one of, I believe, just 2 members that voted against, or that did not take a pay raise on the city council, because it came back to, we were in a recession, still are. We were hearing continually from people that were losing their jobs in our aviation industry. We were hearing from people that were literally losing their homes. And I think it's arrogant for government to say, well, we know that you're struggling, but we're struggling too, but we're going to take a little bit more money. And so that's why I rejected the pay raise then. And I understand why the county commission has given themselves a pay raise since the recession, but I'm not going to take that. I'm going to go back to pre-recession levels of my pay and give that money back to the taxpayers, because you need to be able to understand what people are going through. And when you're sitting making these, I consider it extremely high wages that the county commission is currently getting, that's not in line with what the people in Southwest Sedgwick County are saying that they want at their door when I talk to them, because they're struggling too. So I'm making that pledge, and I have a track record of not taking that money, so it'll be very simple to follow. I have a big blown up check, so I'll probably do something with that again, but I'm not going to take that salary, because the people in my district, their wages haven't kept up with the national resurgence. And 15, 16 years ago, we were about 95% of the national average with wages, and now we're about 88% national average. So but like I said, our elected officials, our county commission is the highest paid county commission in the state. So I definitely think that there's ways to let people know that you know what they're going through. So thank you for the opportunity.
Mr. Norton.
I think this job is about paying somebody to get a job done. And over the years, if you want me to go through the litany of things I've gotten done, I can do that. Downtown arena to kickstart what we needed to do in the downtown. National Center for Aviation Training, workforce development for aviation, advanced manufacturing, and many other technical trades that we needed desperately. My fingerprints are all over that. Just recently, the Child Advocacy Center, my wife and I were on the leadership board to raise $7 million to get that done, to take care of neglected and abused children in our community. You know, the Crime Commission's probably pretty interested in that, because it has to do with the sheriff and the police chief and the DA and law enforcement. It's critical to our community we take care of that. If you want somebody that'll get things done, I'm your guy. I have a track record of doing that. And if you want to go back to not taking a salary, I walked away from a corporate job, making pretty good money and a big bonus, to take $7,000 a year for 2 years. The joke in our family was my 16-year-old daughter working at Subway nights, weekends, and during the summer made more on her W-2 that year than I did. So I don't want to hear about sacrifice. The salary is the salary. By the way, I'm one guy. You can say that I raised my salary. I voted for a budget. And by the way, so did other people that are county commissioners. It is the way the system works. I'm proud of my service to this community. I'm good for more years of service, and there's plenty to do that is important to this community. Jobs are important, the economics, and the safety net for the folks that need it. All of that is critically important in our community, and if you need somebody to do that for you, I'm your guy, because I get things done.